So the Dallas Mavericks are now looking to trade Klay Thompson.
The NBA world has been set ablaze with rumors that are almost too perfect to be true. Klay Thompson, the legendary shooter who battled LeBron James in 4 consecutive NBA Finals, might be heading to Los Angeles to team up with his former rival. The Dallas Mavericks are reportedly exploring trade options for Thompson just months after signing him. So what went wrong in Dallas? And could the Lakers actually pull off this blockbuster move? Let's break down everything you need to know. The Klay Thompson to Lakers rumors aren't new. They've been brewing since the summer of 2024, when Thompson became a free agent after an uncomfortable departure from the Golden State Warriors. Here's what most people don't know. The Lakers were actually prepared to offer Thompson more money than the Dallas Mavericks did. Think about that. The Lakers had the better financial package, and yet Thompson chose Dallas anyway. The connection to Los Angeles runs deep. Thompson's father, Michael Thompson, is a former Laker and current broadcaster for the team. He reportedly encouraged his son to consider joining the Purple and Gold. Can you imagine having your dad, who played for and now works for a franchise, telling you this is where you should finish your career? But it gets even better. LeBron James himself personally reached out to recruit Thompson. The man who battled against him in those epic final series picked up the phone and said, "Come play with me in LA." That's not just any recruitment pitch. That's a testament to the mutual respect built through years of championship battles. The geography made perfect sense too. Thompson's boat is docked in Marina del Rey. His house is literally 5 to 10 minutes from the Lakers' practice facility in Hermosa Beach. His family is there. His nephew and niece are there. Everything pointed to Los Angeles being the natural fit. So, why did Thompson choose Dallas? He was drawn by the opportunity to chase another championship alongside Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving, plus the financial benefits of playing in a no-state income tax environment. The decision left Lakers fans devastated, but the door never fully closed on the possibility of Thompson eventually landing in LA. Fast forward to the early weeks of the 2025-26 season, and the narrative has shifted dramatically. Thompson's integration into the Mavericks system has been nothing short of catastrophic. We're not talking about a slow adjustment period here. We're talking about historically bad basketball from one of the greatest shooters of all time. Thompson is shooting around 27% from the field. 27%. This is a player who once scored 37 points in a single quarter, who hit 14 three-pointers in a game, who built his entire legacy on being one of the most efficient shooters in NBA history. And now he's shooting 27% and averaging just 8 points per game. The situation has become so dire that reports indicate the Dallas front office will explore what return exists for Thompson before the February trade deadline. When a team starts shopping a player they just signed months ago, you know things have gone completely sideways. But we need to be fair and provide context. Thompson notoriously starts seasons cold, and the entire Mavericks offensive system is struggling right now. They're running their offense through young players who are still developing, and nobody on the team is scoring efficiently. This isn't just a Klay Thompson problem, it's a Dallas Mavericks problem. The Mavericks coaching staff has even experimented with bringing Thompson off the bench to manage his workload. Can you imagine telling a 5-time All-Star and future Hall of Famer that he's coming off the bench? That's a massive psychological blow for any player with Thompson's pedigree and pride. Thompson signed a 3-year deal worth around $50 million as part of a multi-team sign and trade. The structure is actually pretty team-friendly from a trade perspective, with his salary in the mid-teen millions annually. That makes him movable, unlike some of the massive unmovable contracts we see around the league. The brutal reality is that Thompson is 35 years old and has suffered both ACL and Achilles tears. These aren't minor injuries. These are career-altering, career-threatening injuries that very few players successfully come back from to maintain elite performance. The athletic decline is real and measurable. His lateral quickness on defense has diminished significantly. His elevation on his jump shot has decreased. His ability to create separation, which was always limited, is now almost non-existent. If Klay Thompson ends up in a Lakers uniform, it will be largely due to LeBron's influence and vision within the organization. LeBron has been dealing with sciatica in his lower back and has been watching from the sidelines as his teammates build momentum. You can bet he's evaluating what this team needs to compete for a championship when he returns. LeBron's influence extends far beyond his playing role. As a de facto architect of the roster, he leverages his connections to advocate for acquisitions that align with his championship vision. This is how the NBA works at the highest level. The history between LeBron and Klay is fascinating. They battled in epic finals series that defined an era. Remember that iconic moment in 2016, after Game 4, when the Warriors were up 3-1. Thompson made that famous comment about LeBron getting his feelings hurt. What happened next became the stuff of legend. The Cavaliers mounted a historic comeback to win the championship. But that rivalry evolved into mutual respect. Thompson has publicly praised James as one of the toughest players he's ever guarded. And when Thompson hit free agency in 2024, LeBron personally recruited him. Reports describe Thompson as intrigued by the idea of teaming up with James and Anthony Davis. The question now is, if LeBron wanted Klay in the summer, and Klay said no, would LeBron still want him, given how poorly things have gone in Dallas? That depends entirely on whether LeBron believes Thompson's struggles are situational or permanent. The Lakers need additional perimeter defense and shooting, players who can space the floor and guard multiple positions. On paper, Thompson checks some boxes. He's a career 41% three-point shooter who has championship DNA and knows what it takes to win at the highest level. The theory is that in Los Angeles, away from the heliocentric offense in Dallas, where everything runs through one or two creators, Thompson might rediscover his rhythm. With LeBron's playmaking and Anthony Davis's gravity in the paint, Thompson could get cleaner looks and less defensive attention. But here's the harsh reality. Any trade would require salary matching. Names like Austin Reeves, Jared Vanderbilt, or Dalton Knecht would likely need to be included. Would you rather have Austin Reeves, a 26-year-old who's improving every year, or Klay Thompson, a 35-year-old who's potentially declining? That's the question Lakers fans need to wrestle with. Fan sentiment is deeply polarized. Some Lakers supporters are adamant against pursuing Thompson, citing his poor Dallas performance as evidence he's no longer elite. Others embrace the nostalgia, envisioning Thompson as a bench spark who could benefit from reduced pressure and open looks created by LeBron's gravity. Here's the bottom line. A Klay Thompson trade to the Lakers would be risky, not because Thompson can't still play, but because of what the Lakers would have to give up to get him. The Lakers' championship window with LeBron is closing rapidly. They need to maximize every asset and roster spot. Trading a young, improving player like Austin Reeves for an aging, declining Klay Thompson doesn't accomplish that goal. However, if the Lakers could acquire Thompson for minimal assets, if Dallas is desperate enough to take expiring contracts or second-round picks, then maybe it's worth the gamble. The upside is that Thompson rediscovers his form in a better situation and becomes a valuable playoff contributor. The downside is the Lakers mortgage their future for a player whose best days are clearly behind him. LeBron has long praised Thompson's shooting and clutch gene. If he pushes for this trade, the Lakers front office will listen. But should they? That's the question. Bringing Klay Thompson home would be romantic. It would generate incredible storylines and media attention. But would it actually make the Lakers better? Would it increase their championship odds? The answer to that question will determine whether these two warriors who battled each other in some of the greatest finals series ever will finish their careers as teammates in purple and gold. One thing is certain. This is a story we'll all be following very closely over the next few months as the trade deadline approaches.